It's 63 degrees this morning, March the 7th, just after daylight. Pretty amazing, really. But with that comes severe thunderstorms this afternoon, mid-afternoon. So we're gonna get an early start and get what we can done and try to get out of here before it gets bad. So the plan for today is to start the metal on the front side of the cabin. I'm going to start by putting a 2x10 treated ledger board all the way across the top. And that'll serve as my ledger board for my future porch roof that's going to come down. So put it across the top right up against the rafter tails. Then I'll put bottom trim across the bottom, and then put my metal up to the bottom of the 2x10. Now, one thing I've measured. One thing I already know I'm going to run into is, you know, you don't want to cut on a ridge on metal at your doors or windows. But no matter how I measure this and how I can calculate my start, somewhere along the line down here, you're going to hit a ridge. So instead of overthinking it, I'm just going to start with a full sheet. Wherever the ridge falls, it falls. The good news is that long term, all this front will be covered by a porch anyway. So it's really not going to make that big of a difference. I'm just going to add a couple of decking screws to get this thing started. Then I'll come back and put my structural screws in. I'm hoping that I got enough ladder. I just realized how tall this is. I bought these 2x10s and 8-footers instead of 12-footers because I knew it'd be hard for me to hold those big 12-footers up there. And I think for these other two, I'm actually going to cut them down in half, 4-footers, and put them up, because up on this ladder trying to hold it by myself, it's just too much weight. All right, so now I'm going to start putting my bottom trim on, and it's probably going to sound weird, but on the front I want to keep my bottom trim above my brackets. I like the way those brackets look. I want to leave them exposed, plus I don't feel like cutting around all that. So I'm going to put that bottom trim on. That'll make my front metal, the bottom of my front metal, about 1 inch or so higher than the metal in the back. But I wanted to put full 8-foot sheets up in the back so I wouldn't have to cut it. Today I've got 10-foot sheets, so I'm going to have to cut it all lengthwise, and then every single piece is going to have to be cut for windows and doors. So it's going to be painstaking for sure. I didn't want to special order this because you have to wait, you have to pay a deposit for the pallet, you have to pay a handling fee. It's just a whole deal. So once I get my bottom trim up, I'll measure from it up to the bottom of my ledger board, cut all my links, and then cut each individual piece to fit. And I know this seems like it's going to be unsightly, but I'll cut my metal out around this, and I've got an idea for a piece of flashing to cover all that. I just didn't want to drill all the way down through those triple 2x10s for my electrical, because there's structural screws, deck screws, nails, all kinds of stuff in there, and I just didn't want to take the chance of fooling with it. So this looks bad now, but trust me, it'll look good when I get done with it. looks like 110 inches roughly is my number, plus or minus just a little bit. So I've got all the way to my 10-foot sheets up here, and I'm going to make a very ill-advised decision to try to cut them all at one time to length, and then I'll have to cut them individually to go around my windows and doors. So, well aware that this is not the ideal way to cut metal, but it's what's working for me, so that's what I'm going to do. So for this door, I'm going to have to add J-channel I'm not overly worried about the long-term water tightness of this front, but I'm going to trim it to store out anyway, just so it'll look better, because this porch is ultimately going to be covered. This is all going to be dry anyway. But my windows all had built-in J-channel, and obviously the door don't, and I got one window on the side that don't. So I'm going to put this side on. I think I'm going to try to put the metal on and then slide the top in, see if it works. Well, I'm out of DeWalt battery, almost out of voice. Sinus drainage is about to kill me. Didn't bring a generator or a charger, and I ain't even mad about it because I am tired. But I got all the ledger board up for my roof rafters. Got half the metal up, all the bottom trim. And I have to say, it's been annoying, all these cuts, but I've made it work some way. But I'm going to get some blocks of wood and put on my metal I got left so the storm don't blow it off. And then if you guys are interested, it's an absolute beautiful day before the storm rolls in. I'll take you guys on the boat ride back home. Till next week, y'all find something you love to do and do it till it hurts.